Alright, hello, and hello some more. This is J-Dog X211 coming at you with another Horizon Forbidden West playthrough. We just delivered the meter to Gaia, figured out, well, hatched it out with Beta, trying to figure out how to get Hephaestus, and now we know that we gotta find Thebes in San Francisco, and to do that we're gonna go talk to Alva. But I want to save that one for later. Now then that we finally have the vine cutter, all these blocked paths that we keep on finding before will no longer be blocked. So I want to go and do some hunting, take care of those. I'm hoping that now then that we got that, since this will be late game, there's a chance we'll be able to get some really good stuff behind, you know, all these, where is one? Behind all these metal flowers. Between you and me, I'm hoping for some more super powerful knockdown coils so I can add to my Thunderbolt Shredder. Seeing as how one of its abilities is, of course, that it deals more damage to a knockdown enemy, I need, of course, more knockdown power. And I gotta admit, I really am starting to like this thing. But I'll be doing that on my own time. This video, I want something else. We're going to take care of a couple of these side missions, and I figure the best one to take care of first is Blood for Blood. This one, since this one's probably going to take a couple spots, we will take care of this, and that will hopefully help us clear a significant amount of the map, and will also give us a chance to hopefully get a new face paint. There was one of these I saw that I really want. Oh, and this one's also good to go. Okay, so we'll take care of the Blood for Blood and then the second verse, and that should do it for this video. But for right now, let's see what new dialogue we got now that we got a new story mission.
Hi, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy.
Beta's convinced we won't be able to capture Hephaestus. With that attitude, do you really think she'll be able to build the rig and pulse generators?
It may take some coaxing, but with some assistance I am confident she will.
Huh.
I don't get her, Gaia. She's so quick to assume we'll fail. She's nothing like what I thought she'd be. I guess it'll be best if she stays here when we go to Gemini. So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided, water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well, with luck, soon you'll have Hephaestus. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Hopefully. Gotta wonder when they say region, though. I mean, it's not like, you know, she can affect the entire world. It's like, even how much of North America can she affect with this new power? And what is this?
There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Faro create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible
That is a question.
he tasked his own engineers with creating a back door to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in
Asshole.
effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus. And fortunately, thanks to Beta's information, we know where Omega clearance may be procured.
Possibly.
somewhere in San Francisco. All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Errand has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties. He appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Ooh.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted.
Is Katalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of old world warfare.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
Huh. It would make sense. The whole world basically switched to an automated military system. And since the Tanakh enemies are all essentially now machines, it would make sense he'd check their progression on how they fought against them. Now, okay, yeah, there's the plan to capture Hephaestus, but that's already gone over that one. So let's see about this.
So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a Pharaoh agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath. Did Elizabeth know they were working on that?
It is likely she was briefed on other efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Pharaoh Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded that it would never have worked. In all scenarios, the Pharaoh war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreath before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was the only solution.
You also gotta remember, 375%? That means that that thing was moving. The Pharaoh Plague was outpacing it by more than 3 times. That was too big a lead, too big a gap.
There was a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture. Do you think it'll help the Quen fix their homeland?
I will run a query. Complete. The data contains information about novel crop production methods, which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
But new crops aren't going to save the world, so I guess it's on us.
It is.
Some new crops might. Don't forget all the seeds that are supposed to be in the basement of this facility. Literally thousands of different flowers and plant species that weren't introduced. Because of course, nobody ever came here. Because again, the Apollo database was purged and none of them received their education. Let's see. I guess this one's about Gemini.
Has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, She began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
That makes sense. I wonder if the big one had happened yet. Everybody says, in California there's waiting for a massive slip of the tectonic plate. I'm talking like an earthquake to end all of them. Something that'll be a 10.0 at the epicenter and for 100 miles in every direction. I'm talking something that we might even feel here all the way on the East Coast. At least it's a tiny rumbling. And of course that just leaves, it's faint but you can see these four are darker than the plan to capture Hephaestus here, but we've already seen that.
I guess I should get going.
As you say, be well, Aloy.
Alright, now let's see what anybody else has to say. It looks like I have a couple of missions, actually. One from Zoe and one from... Well, the only person here is Katalo.
I know that. But if there were two of me walking around, I'd run for the hills and never look back. Come on, I'm being serious. So am I.
Wise asses, the whole lot of them. Alright.
Let's just say I hear about you going west.
Turns out we need one last thing before we can grab Hephaestus.
Because it would have been too easy otherwise.
You've been looking at any interesting data?
I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back. And she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
That is true. I could certainly imagine these guys being big football and hockey fans, since they live almost in the intermediate zone between the Banuk and the Karja. So I imagine that they probably got plenty of ice there to work with. But basketball, soccer, and baseball, I think, might be a bit slow to catch on. Those are, more speed-oriented. The Ostrom seem to be a stouter sort, prefers strength.
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Yes.
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I played strike with him. I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it.
Did you win? He never mentioned if he won or not.
I need to get going.
I think I know the answer, but are you sure you don't need any help? Gaia mentioned this other tribe you found, the Quen. They sound like a nasty bunch.
I can handle them. In the meantime, Varl will help you get ready for what comes next.
Take care of yourself, Aloy.
Alright. Brawl next.
I'm sorry, Aloy. After all the trouble you went through, you have to head west again.
Well, no one said this was going to be easy.
You sure you don't want any backup dealing with the Quen?
It's already been hard.
Or something like that. They won't hurt me, but I doubt they'll be so kind to anyone else.
If you say so. Let me know if you need anything before you go.
If I get Omega clearance, and then we grab Hephaestus, we might finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging thunder jaws.
Better them than us, for once. You better not be slacking off on your studies while I'm gone.
And risk Zoe coming after me? I value my life. In fact, I've been reading about Ted Faro. How he destroyed the world and crawled into a hole after killing those who saved it.
He definitely was a piece of work. Well, Beta and Gaia built the rig. Can you get everyone ready for the mission ahead?
Of course.
What is it?
Nothing. It's just that everything's about to change. We'll get Gaia, and she'll help us set things right. No more zeniths, no more derangement. It'll be a different world. I welcome it, but I wonder how the Nora will react. And the Karja, and well...
Everyone.
Let's just focus on fixing Gaia for now.
You're right. We've got an angry AI to take down.
Very angry. I mean, think about it. Once you do that, no more combat machines, no more freaky weather, the world back in balance. And then once you take down the Zeniths and you get the copy of Apollo that they had, all that information will be free and spread back to into the world.
I'll be in touch if I need anything.
I'll make sure Beta briefs everyone on the pulse generators.
Good.
Now, I believe I have something to talk to Zoe about.
Aloy, I hear you're going further west past the Tenakth clanlands.
Do you know anything about the area?
Only hearsay. The Utaru tell stories of an island that lies beyond the western coast. They call it the Isle of Spires. It is said the Old Ones built towers there that touched the sky, so they could live far away from the earth that bore them.
Ooh.
As if they didn't want to be reminded that they'd one day return to it.
Sounds like something Ted Faro would do.
Tch. Or someone else with a severe god complex.
You and Varl doing okay? Training.
We're doing fine. Although I admit it'd be nice to take a small break from studying, just the two of us. But then who'd look after Aaron?
There's always Katalo.
Leave a loud Oseram with a brooding Tenakth. What could go wrong?
They've gotten along so far.
What's everyone been up to?
I've been trying to share some of my meals with Beta. Thought it might help her feel more at home. Maybe even get her to sleep up here instead of in that dark basement. She would not be moved.
I appreciate you trying.
Patience reaps the best harvest. I'm not giving up hope yet.
We will see.
How much have you read on Ted Faro?
Enough to wonder how a man who worked so hard to heal the world once could let greed and pride condemn it so easily.
Damn
For
right.
my spirit to diminish in such a way, I'm not sure if I should hate him or pity him.
Damn. Spitting facts, girls. Spitting facts. Now, these two look different.
How much have you read on Ted Faro?
Enough to wonder could let greed, for one spirited, I'm not sure.
So, how does a warriors like...
By holding them when our fields bloomed aplenty. But plain songs, in the end, the Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crop. In exchange, the Tenakth would a veteran to train the Utaru. This custom was abandoned, but some veterans still remain.
I believe I've met them.
Alright, now see about this.
Any progress with your plan for the land gods? Is the reboot code ready?
It is.
Booyah.
But there is difficult work ahead. Gaia warned me that because the land gods are linked together in a network, the code must be delivered to all of them. Most are in Plainsong, but in recent years, 3 of them wandered off. So, T, and Do.
We have to find them?
No, we know where they are, but they're hard to reach. So, wandered into a lake and sank.
Ugh.
Do ventured into a dangerous canyon, and T broke down amidst a herd of machines.
Okay, tell you what. You go to Plainsong, handle all the land gods there. I'll take care of So, T, and Do. I'll need their locations, plus the reboot code.
I'm sending the data to you now. My people made shrines near where each land god faltered. When you see them, you'll know you're close. And once again, thanks for your help.
We're not gonna let your people starve, Zoe. I promise. I should get going. Hopefully I can bring back what we need to capture Festus. After that, I'm gonna need everyone's help.
We'll be ready.
Alright. Now, one last thing. Actually, two.
Got him in?
As many as you need.
I have to travel beyond the western coast.
To the ruins, shrouded in fog.
Yes. And I'm looking for a tribe, the Quen. I encountered them once before.
They're
They
not
said
nice.
they came from across the Great Ocean. I was hoping that Tenakth knew more about them.
There were rumors of trespassers in the area, but we thought they were just bandits. Hikaru sent out a patrol or two, but I don't recall them reporting back. We've had more pressing concerns, as you know. I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you.
It's okay. I guess I'll find out soon enough.
You also gotta
There
remember.
is something I've been meaning to discuss with you. It's personal. If you have a moment to spare.
That in a minute. But you do remember that when I went to the greenhouse, there was a band of dead Tenakth on the bridge. Scanned them, it was just corpse. I wonder if that was one of the parties that was sent. So,
You said there was something you wanted to talk about?
I've been speaking with Gaia. She mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You want to make yourself a new arm?
Yes. Gaia insists she can help me build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believes these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
it's gotta be a lot for a man like him to ask for help. Especially if he knows he's asking for a big risk along with it. But man, who knows? That same tech and materials might come in handy later.
Found anything interesting during your training?
Gaia told me where to find data on how wars were waged in the old world. I knew the 10 fought against machines, much as we do now, but it seems they were among the last of their kind. Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tenakth have the courage to put their lives on the line when conflicts arise.
There is nobility in that. But maybe we just need fewer conflicts in the first place.
Yes, of course. Hikaru would have it so as well.
That is one thing. It's a sad thing, you know, when things like war become essentially a video game, where quite literally the greediest bastard with the most money and who's willing to push the button and give them the green light instead of look someone in the face and pull the trigger themselves.
What do Tenakth do to relax? You know, to take a break from training?
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, Erend, is surprisingly good at it. Although
Really?
he has yet to beat me.
Oh,
It helps one think strategically. Hones the mind for tactics.
Somehow that still sounds like training.
different kind. I imagine in their case they probably, you know, kick back under a tree, take a nap, good food, good drink.
I should get going.
Should you need reinforcements?
I know who to call. I'll call you when I'm near the Zenith lab. We'll get what you need for that new arm of yours.
Thank you, Aloy.
That won't be for a while, though. Now. Now that she's got the meter, another room should have opened up. Varl and Zoe's.
Place looks nice.
And dirt. Don't forget all that dirt we had to bring in.
If we're going to go around trying to protect life, we should have more of it around.
Ooh.
I think it looks nice.
Yeah. No offense, but I'm pretty sure you'd agree with just about anything she said. Let's see. Anything for me to craft real quick? Let's see what this has to say.
Beta's so frustrating. I don't get how she can be so negative all the time. I mean, we're clones of the same woman, and yet she couldn't be more different from Elizabeth.
So, we're fighting immortals from the stars now? Looks like it. What next? Wizards from the moon?
There it is.
Nope. Here. Anything new? Anything different?
Nothing. You just look good. That's all.
Get back to studying.
He caught her. She caught him staring. All right now. About Hephaestus. Want me to help figure out how to capture Hephaestus? I put chance of success at about 0.0. That's one. Without Hefs, these machines and Zeniths will RC, and two, what else am I going to do? As always, the first step is to outline the problem. Like the other sport fighters have fled for a new home. But unlike the other subfunctions, which seem to have taken refuge in whatever physical process they could find, have hid in the globe-spanning network that connects all the cauldrons in the world. Maybe because no single was large enough to contain it, or it sought a code environment most familiar with it. Both of those are very feasible. Gotta remember, Hephaestus is like 30 or 40% of Gaia's overall was like 30 or 40% of Gaia's overall processing power. So inherently, it's like 3 or 4 times the size of any of the other ones, so it might not have been able to find one that was large enough to hold it. Well, hold all of it. Regardless, becoming a ghost in the network enabled to pursue its twisted new mission, infiltrate Cauldron production facilities, build combat units, and deploy them against humans to protect the terraforming machines from tribal hunters. Its legions became apt at neutralizing the killing machines, makes more, bigger, better armed, and deadlier. So you only can find it and use the master override to contain it in Gaia kernel like either Demeter or Poseidon. You can flee to any cauldron at any time. As of this writing, I have literally no clue. Or as worse, that Gaia provided seems to indicate it's changing. Methodology isn't clear, but its codebase has expanded. For one thing, it could mean that heuristic density is increasing, which makes it harder for Gaia to absorb. And even worse, it implies that it is the ability to rewrite itself, or at least parts of itself. Its access protocols, that would mean... Oh boy.
Oh. Aloy. Hey. Me again. Was there something else? So do you have everything you need to build? Gaia sent me the schematics. The designs are modest, without the capabilities of Hephaestus, but not that it matters without a mega clearance. I'll find it. Just try to have the transport. That's enough good.
Eesh.
Was this door always locked?
Beta requested the use of that room as her personal space. I have locked it at her request.
Okay. Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door. What was this room for, Gaia?
This was intended as a diagnostic center to monitor machine activity in the repair bay below. It appears most of the equipment was damaged, likely from Minerva's control of this facility.
Yeah, she did try really hard to keep me out.
Let's see what we got
Looks
in
like a
here.
power cell could fit here.
Meh. Meh.
The vault. I found a locked door behind the vent in the basement. Wonder if that's it.
Let's see. Almost caught me in my plan while we were diagnostic. No one else. 11 more weeks before we lock the blueprints. Then the rest will be up to Gaia. Huh. But where the heck am I gonna find a battery? Seriously? There's just a dead end down here? Ah, but I don't know what that code is. So somewhere in this base, there's a battery for that console.
There's nothing for my polecaster to latch on to.
Might be in her room. That'd be a way of ensuring I couldn't get to it. At least until, you know, late game. So then... what was lost? Bit of a trip. The hardest part is remembering, you know, in this place where the fire is. Be nice if there was one at both sides, but it's just on one of them.
Aloy, it's a long way to the coast. If you need to resupply en route, I suggest stopping in Fall's Edge. It's a lowland clan village southwest of the Grove, in the heart of the jungle.
Got it. Thanks for the advice.
Huh. Definitely take that as
High school out here.
yeah. Stay.
Aloy, the outpost is just over there. Are you ready?
The rebels aren't going to give up without a fight.
Then we'll have to give them one. The bloodshed won't end until Regala is defeated. What matters is their prisoner Nakala. Maybe she knows where Kavo's squad went.
Okay, let's head in then.
The hell are you doing down there? It's like it's hanging close.
Rebels. I heard they were in the area. Best way to get rid of them is to take out their leader.
But where are they?
It's weak against shock.
That was easy enough.
I think I've spotted something. Don't take too long.
I've heard rumor that you were the
Now I've
first
got her
machine
attention.
rider.
Pin her down! Make her eat dust! Brace yourself!
Oh, that's Deca.
What's it? They made me.
Battle!
That's all of them.
Our scouts said they saw Nakala tied up at a wood post.
Let's look around.
This thing is starting to be annoying. Might have to go and get another one, but set it back to if I might decide to go and set it to defensive then.
There, that's the post.
Well, no Nakala, obviously. But maybe the rebels moved her. I can look for tracks. I might be able to find Nakala's tracks with my focus.
Where did they go?
There's rope. Just enough to bind someone.
Whew, didn't expect that. Oh,
Come, Aloy.
These are dead soldiers.
Back to the task at hand.
Duke will want these.
sheesh, this place is turning into a treasure trove.
is thick with this heat.
I'll wait here.
Could've sworn I saw something. Guess not. Now then. There's the
rope's
rope.
uncut. Did Nakala escape? Blood. From the rebels or Nakala? Strange. Planks of wood, with nothing on top of it.
Dead end.
No. I think there's something under that wood.
Evo.
Take my hand, Nakala.
Bingo.
Steady now.
Where am I? Chaplain? Is that you?
She has
With
got
an
some beautiful
outlander.
green eyes.
Whoa. How'd you end up down there?
Rebels had me strung up. They thought I'd give up intel about lowland squad movements by letting me bake in the sun. Managed to slip my bonds and make a run for it. They made me pay for that. Last thing I remember was a crack on the head and the taste of dirt. How'd you end up here?
We're looking for Cavo. His squad was last spotted leaving this outpost.
Yeah, he was here. It was his squad that attacked us on the road.
Oof.
My comrades got away, but I was taken. Cavo tied me to the post himself. If you're looking for him, Chaplain, I'm afraid you'll only find a dead end. His loyalties are clear.
Do you know where his squad went?
I overheard them mention Fall's Edge.
Then
Oh.
we'll pick the search up from there. I'll go ahead and meet you at Fall's Edge, southwest of here.
Dekka, if Cavo attacked her squad...
No! He's not lost to us yet. We have to find him and turn him from this path.
Okay. I'll see you there. What about you? That wound needs to be looked at.
It'll scar. I just need to rest a bit, then I'll report into the Grove. I'm telling you, Bloodhair. The chaplain might not want to hear it, but her grandson is a traitor.
I guess we'll see about that.
Always a problem when it comes to family.
No, don't worry about me. I'll report into the Grove.
Alright, so. Where are we going next? I believe I know that spot. Right. Stalker site. Ugh. Dang monkeys. Get your tail over here.